You represent this new, rather impatient with excesses. Actually, I'm with you, although I'm 64, I look 46 and Najib is much older than me. But how do you then stop this? And for example, like deficit. Now, deficit, ideally, you can try and dissolve it in a matter of a few years, but practically it cannot be done. You have to gradually, because if your obsession is against deficit, it's a very painful process. You want to cut. There's a limit what government can do. We can cut wastage. We can cut mega projects, opulence. What I tried to do in 98, and I got the sack. Because I said, austerity, yes, but austerity meaning you phase out Putrajaya. First we said phase 1, 2, 3. Then, by the time the economy is not doing well, I said 1A, 1B, 1C. By the time I got to B, I was sent to Civic. Now, but I agree with you. There must be enough pressure and continuous pressure among the young to demand faster pace for change. Because sometimes people like us, we think, well, you know, given the circumstances and difficulties, we tend to rationalize quite a bit. And I think this is where we are quite fortunate, because in Pakatan Raya, and also in Kadina, we have a bench of very young, competent, qualified, credible leaders. I'm very proud of that. Now, issue of Bersih. Yes, we have 40,000 names we have established. Foreigners who are voters. Nothing has been done. 78,000, more than 100 names in one address. And if you compute 90 names one address, 80 names on one address, 30 names on one address, then you are talking about 300-400 names. But that close already 500,000. Now from time to time, William Leong brought up some names in Selayang. And now today, the EC said you have an IC, but different date of birth. Never mind. It's okay. So, continue to have that. Do you ever believe that Najib administration would seriously want to change this? The answer is no. Because this fraud is meant to assist UMNO in the election. The moment they really honestly clean up the electoral process, then it's a recipe for disaster. So let us not to say realistic, just accept this as a fact. We are going to rule the electoral process under somewhat fraudulent process or system. That is why our appeal, I was in Kelantan last night, there is 20,000, 30,000 people there. Don't underestimate, people walk miles to the sea. I'll be in Kajang tomorrow, summer. Now, never underestimate. And I appeal, how many thousand can they achieve? You want constituency 5,000? Okay, try and win by 7,000. That's it. This is not impossible. Because you can see this wave. People get enraged. And people are just coming out to you. What are we demanding? They say, well, there's political interference in Bersih. What political interference? The whole issue is to clean up the electoral process. Why is it so difficult? Here is a government. They're so reluctant even, and so defensive even in having a clean system. India, I met the former chairman of the Election Commission of India. I kept on harassing him, asking him, what do you do, what do you do, what do you do? Every detail. India, you need to say in every district there are better qualified, educated people. And 1 billion people, they can conduct relatively free and fair elections. It's a political commitment. Do you want a fair, free elections? UMNO will say no. Because of that, it becomes so cumbersome. The elect committee, problem. What you get? The people are ambiguous. You can disagree with her. You insult her in that manner. That doesn't reflect the attitude of the ruling establishment. Did Najib lift a finger to stop these excesses? I'm a Malay. It's nothing to do with Malay culture. In fact, it's an insult to the Malays and their culture when you have Malay goons behaving in this manner against me. You disagree with her, you debate with her, you argue with her. You don't go and show buttocks. Yeah. Mana dalam sejarah Melayu? Tak ada. I'm not going to anywhere. Any single instance of this despicable behavior tolerated, if not condoned by the leadership. Have you heard any statement from UMNO leaders to say, enough of this nonsense? You agree or you disagree with us, maintain some decorum, respect the rule of law. Nothing of that sort. Why? Because we have one of the weakest Prime Minister ever had in this country. Yeah, I'm angry. You know why? Because our people are being abused. It's not just Anwar. You can throw stones at Anwar, you can strip him naked. I go on and fight. Lawan tetap awan. Once a leader raised a question to threaten to withdraw her citizenship. Come on, this 2012. But you are living in the dark ages, the middle ages. Anybody question? Revoke your citizenship. Who are you? Who gave you the right and authority to even talk about revoking people's citizenship? You see the level of ignorance and arrogance in this country. Now I'm telling you, a young friend, Januar, you make a difference. The only way you can teach them a lesson, stand up and fight.